It is February 23rd at 7 o'clock. Well, 6:59. So I'm a minute early. Welcome to Randy's Philippines Journey. Tonight's very special because we just hit 500 subscribers. We've been working for about 2 or 3 months, I think, to get enough subscribers, but we've hit 500, and that's a milestone for me. So I just want to say thank you to every single one of you who watches, likes, comments, and supports the channel. It really means a lot to me. If you're here right now, comment. We're waiting for you. Just ask any questions that you want. And in the meantime, I want to say thank you so much to all the Filipino people here in the Philippines. We're in Valencia, which is not far from Dumaguete, and the people here are just unbelievable. That's why I came to the Philippines. My main goal to coming to the Philippines was to introduce myself to a different culture, and I absolutely love the Philippine culture. The people are so nice, so helpful. Um, they'll go out of their way to do anything for you. Um, money's not a big thing here, so that's an awesome factor. It means nothing to them really. It's just all about working hard, and I have some stories for that too. But mainly, it's working hard just to eat and feed their families. Um, Church is a very big thing here in the Philippines. Religion, they definitely believe in their religion and they live by it, a lot of them. Like I said, we're in Valencia. It's not a huge town. It's not like Dumaguete, but um, its people here are just so polite and so nice. We moved into a 10 apartment complex, and we know pretty much everyone here in the complex, and they're just great. Now, I will say that all of the people that are in our complex, our 10 units here, are expats. We have Edwin from California. We got Ziggy, he's from Canada. We have Frank. He's from I can't remember exactly where, but Russia, something like that. I don't remember. But a lot of people are from California, from the United States, and they're just great. A few of them have been here for years. Frank, I think, has been here for 2 years, and they know a lot about the area already. And anytime I need to know anything, uh, how to get somewhere or what to do or how to do it, my immigration information, my registration for Daisy license plate, they know a lot of it already. So that's so very helpful to me. But at any rate, I want to thank the Philippines. I love being here. I love the people that are here. I know a lot of you that are on my channel are Filipinas, and I cannot thank you enough. Now, in the live chat, as I tried to explain to Ressa, I don't know. I don't know any Bisaya or Tagalog. So I said, I hope we don't have a problem trying to communicate on live chat because I know so many of you are right here from the Philippines. And that's what I want. I came here to learn about you and live chat. I can probably learn quite a bit more from the questions that I'm hoping you'll all be asking me. So please, just if you would bear with me. This is my very first live chat. Um, so I am a tad bit nervous, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going to do the best I can. I'll talk to you. I'll answer any questions that you might have, and we'll see how it goes. I've devoted myself to an hour, 7 till 8 p.m. We'll see how it goes. And so, what do we have here? How many people do we have on?
Babe, say hi to Brian.
To who?
Brian, he's watching you now.
Brian. I see that you're on here. Hello. How are you? Where are you from? That's another thing I wanted to tell everyone. I am from Florida. Uh, Actually, I like to say Jacksonville, Florida, but it's Green Cove Springs. I lived there for, I don't know, 6 years or so. It's a small town outside of Jacksonville, Florida, in the United States. Um, I have 6 daughters. I have been married 3 times. I am divorced 3 times. Um, I have 6 daughters: Tanya, Chastity. Then I have Nicole and Amanda. And then I have Elise, McKenna, and Sophia. And Michelle, I always I always include Michelle. So I raised her since she was about 6 years old, and in my last divorce we kind of separated, but she's still in my heart, and I think about her a lot. So actually, I have 7 daughters back in the United States. They are spread out. Spread out. I have 3 of them are in northern United States. I have one in Indiana, and then I have two. My 2 oldest are in the state of Michigan, and then I have the other 3 are in the state of Florida. I believe I'm up to 18 grandchildren, and I also have 3 great grandchildren, which I just had 2 of them, 2 of my great grandchildren, not too long ago. So I have I have a lot of uh, people cheering me on up north in the United States, but looking at the analytics, most of you are here in the Philippines. So thank you so much. And Brian, did you say where you're from? I I don't see.
Somebody's sending you a heart.
Anyway, I'm in Valencia. Um, my my girlfriend, who is Ressa, she is here with me. We have a 1 bedroom apartment here in Valencia. She works in the IT industry, so she works from home. And she has one sister. She's from Bayawan. Um, she spent most of her time in Bayawan. She has been in in San Carlos. She went to school in and around Bayawan. She did work in Manila for a couple of years. And, oh, okay, Brian, you're from Cebu. Very good. Whenever I fly in from the United States, that's where I would fly into Cebu. Cool, that's nice. What do you do in Cebu, Brian? And like I was saying, Ressa, she worked for, I think, a couple of years in Manila as a housekeeper. And then she came back to Bayawan and went to school to get her degree, which she did in IT. She lived in San Carlos for a while, I don't know, 6 months or so. Hi, hello, Helene Socorro.
Sister, babe.
Huh?
Sister, babe.
Sister, all right. Where's the baby boy?
Sleep.
How's Lolo? Is Lolo around? Is he on? Can he see us? Good to hear from you. I hope everyone in Bayawan's doing good. Hope the weather's a little better than it is here. Who's Nipo? That's
Auntie, babe.
huh?
Auntie.
Auntie, hello.
San Carlos, babe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very good.
Brian replying you. But now I'm in Dumaguete.
Oh, you're in Dumaguete, Brian?
That's Maria's cousin, babe.
Oh, Maria. You're related to Maria. Okay, that's um, Russ's. Russ works with your cousin Maria. And what's your husband's name?
Ken.
Yeah, Kent. Maria. Where's Maria and Kent? Are you guys? Where are you guys at? Are you on?
Yes.
Yes.
Tell Brian to let Kent join the live.
Yeah, Brian. Where's Kent at? Is he near you? If so, put him on. He's my buddy, man. I wanted to tell him sorry we didn't. The other day we were coming from Dumaguete to Valencia, and Kent ended up behind us. But there was nowhere I could stop along the way to say hi to him. So I just wanted to apologize for not stopping, but we did see him. How's the baby girl doing?
There's a lot of sending you heart.
I know, tons of people are hearting me. That's good.
I love you.
I don't know. That's what it means, but whatever.
No. Oh, who's that one?
Anyway, so like I was saying, Ressa was, she did her schooling and then she had to do her on the job training. And I had made 2 trips here. One I made here in March of 2025. I stayed for 27 days the first time. That was the very first time I'd ever come to the Philippines. And it was, now you have to understand, the furthest that I had ridden or flew in an airplane, I guess you'd say, is out to California. And that was a 5-hour flight from Florida, where I live, to Long Beach, California, or LA. So 5 hours was the longest flight I'd ever taken, and I I was not excited about that, but I did it. Um, and then I would fly back and forth from Florida to Indiana or Michigan. to see my kids, my daughters, my son-in-laws, and grandkids. But when the whole Philippines thing came up, um, it's about 23 hours total that you're in the air. And so I don't know. I said, well, if I want to see the Philippines, I have to, I got to get on the plane. So that's what I did. And the flight from Jacksonville to New York City, it's pretty much a hop, skip, and a jump. And then you board the plane in New York City and you fly to, my first flight was to Seoul, Korea. And so from New York City, JFK, to Seoul, Korea was 17 hours. And woo! I Everything was cool. I got on the plane, and the planes are big. They're 3 aisles wide, or 3 seats, 9 seats across, 2 aisles, plenty of restrooms. So I was comfortable. I found my seat. I got all settled in, and away we went. Before I knew it, they were sending me meals, which were very good. I gotta say, on Asian Airlines, they're very good meals. And I ate, and then kind of took a nap, and I'm in and out, in and out. And that's kind of how it was until we got to Seoul, Korea. Um, and then I would leave Seoul, Korea for Cebu, Philippines. And that was, again, I think, somewhere around a 5 hour flight. So when you think about it, man, oh man, that's a long time to be in the air. And whew, you know, what do you do with this and that? But I got to tell you, it was not as bad as some people might think it is. Um, I arrived in Cebu, and then, of course, when I got to Cebu, I had made reservations at the waterfront resort or hotel, whatever it was, um, to stay overnight. And then the next morning, I would take a flight from Cebu here to Dumaguete. But the waterfront was very nice, had a very nice restaurant, very nice lobby. The rooms were very nice. They had a casino, which I went and looked at. I really didn't do any gambling, but it's very close to the airport, by the way. Just a hop, skip, and a jump. 5 minute ride, or actually walk, is about 10 minutes. So it was very convenient, and got a good night's sleep, rested up, and then uh, I got my flight the next morning from Cebu then to Dumaguete, which I think I arrived here in Dumaguete around 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something. It's only a 45-minute flight from Cebu here to Dumaguete. It's very short. Yes, I am staying in the Philippines. I Ressa and I have an apartment here in Valencia, and so yes, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to retire here. I am retired, actually. I have been for a little bit, but yes, I'm staying here in the Philippines, and I am retired. So yes, then I met Ressa in person for the very first time here in Dumaguete in March of 2025. We had I probably should have said that ahead of time. We met online. I joined a dating site, which, uh, where did you live now? I live right now. We live in Valencia. Where did you? Yeah. Where do I think you meant to say? Where do I live now? It's in Valencia. Anyway, I met Ressa on a dating site, and I would recommend the dating site to a lot of people. I'm not on here to advertise for anybody, and I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. Or I'm just going to tell you my story is all I'm here to do. Um, I met her on Christian Filipina. I joined it. I think at the time it cost me a little bit of money to join that dating site. But anyway, I did, and um, I met her on there, and the difference with Christian Filipina uh, dating site, and I think some of the other ones, is the fact that they vet all of the girls that are on Christian Filipina that are looking for uh, husbands, fiancés, whatever the case, which is very good because um, you don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that go on with dating sites. I don't know. That was the first one that I went on. I was married pretty much my entire life with, like I said, three different wives. Um, I I was married. I divorced. I married right away again. I divorced and I married right away again. And then once my third divorce happened, I was single for. Well, I'm still single. It's been about 7 years. But anyway, that's what enticed me to join the dating site. And Christian Filipino was one that I liked. So anyway, they vet the girls that are on there, and I like that idea. I guess that's why you pay the amount of money that you pay to be on there. But anyway, Ressa was on that site, and we started talking, and one thing led to another. And uh, one thing, Christian Filipina, they give you a list of things, do's and don'ts for the dating site. And it's just a funny story. You know, we get a chuckle out of it, her and I, now talking about it. But whenever we started talking, Christian Filipina gave me a list of things that, if the girl says to you, I need money for load, or, can you send me some money? My grandmother is, she's very sick. Can you send money here, there, whatever? That's apparently a red flag for Christian Filipinas dating site. And they tell you, if you run into that, give us a call, because that is one thing with Christian Filipina. They gave you a consultant, your your own personal consultant. So if you ran into questions, or you wanted to find out anything about the girl that you might be chatting with on Christian Filipina, give them a call. They will look up their member number, and if there's any red flags or any flags on their um, profile, Christian Filipina will let you know that. And so, as Ressa and I were talking back and forth, chatting here and there, uh, which we did a lot of that on uh, an app called WhatsApp, because after the dating site, then you switch to, you want to move to a different app so that you can communicate more back and forth. Uh, and so we're chatting back and forth, and I cannot remember uh, what what the question was that Ressa asked me, but I don't know. I felt it was one of those red flags that Christian Filipina said, call us, let us know. So anyway, I I blocked Ressa. I wasn't taking any chances. I didn't know. I wasn't going to get caught up in any send me money type of things or any of that. I was looking for a, a very honest, upfront Filipina. And so before she knew it, I blocked her. And I just said that, okay, that's it. I'm not going to do this. I'm afraid of something happening. And so I don't know. It went, I don't know, 3 4 days, maybe 5 days, something like that. And Ressa, as persistent as she she ended up, because she attempted several times to get a hold of me, and in the meantime, I must say, I contacted Christian Filipino, and I talked to my consultant, and I told her, what the member number was and whatever the question was. I cannot remember it, and neither can Ressa. Um, and I asked her, could you look up her profile and see if she has any red flags or anything? And she said, yes, I have her profile right here. And no, she doesn't. She has nothing on her profile. She's A plus according to us here, Filipino, Christian Filipino. So, okay, now I really feel bad because I blocked her, and I probably should have called Christian Filipino first, but I didn't. But at any rate, Ressa is trying to contact me, and each time uh, I just ignored her. So I get a call from the Philippines. It's a +63 number, however it was, and I didn't recognize it. And I thought, well, what could this be? How could they know my WhatsApp and all of that? So I was curious to see what it was. I answered it, and lo and behold, it was a friend, a girlfriend of Ressa's that she went to college with, and she said, this is so and so, and I don't mean to bother you, sir, and this and that, and I just wanted to let you know that Ressa is very sorry. She doesn't understand why you might have blocked her, and she'd really like to talk to you again. And I said, well, who is this? And she gave me her name. She said, I go to college, I'm in class with Ressa, and, you know, um, she knows that you won't answer her phone because her number, and so she just asked me if I would call you, and I said, well, yeah, just yes, tell her she can text me. And so she hung up, and Ressa started texting me, and eventually I apologized, and then one thing led to another, and we just kept talking, and that's pretty much how our relationship started. And she Ressa has never, up to this very minute, ever asked me for a dime, never asked me to pay for anything. Um, she she would do anything she could for me. She's just great. She's absolutely awesome, and I love her. I love her very much. So anyway, that's how Russ and I have ended up uh, where we are, and we're moving right along. The channel is doing great. Like I said, we're 500 strong now. Well, no, actually, we are 500. I don't. I don't know. It doesn't say here. I think probably about 506 or 507 strong, and so we need 493 more. So that's why we're out here asking if you would please, please, please tell your family and friends or whoever you might know um, to subscribe, because it'll be 1,000 will definitely be a big thing for us. We're looking so forward to it. And so let me see here. That's a that's an app for searching for a foreign guy. Yes, it's one app. Um, Christian Filipina. It's a good one. And now the girls, the ladies, do not they do not have to pay to be on that site. You don't pay. The only ones that pay are the men um, that subscribe to that uh, site. So you guys are free, and like I said, it's extensive. I mean, they want a lot of information from you ladies, wherever you might be from. It's from everywhere. It's not just the Philippines. It's from Cambodia, Vietnam. There's all types of ladies on the site, um, but they do ask quite a few questions to, like I said, they vet. Or vet is another word for checking into you, your background, and so on and so forth. So they know quite a bit about you when you join their site, and that's a good thing, though. It really is, because it works both ways. I mean, you girls or ladies can also, because you're going to have a consultant, you can also call Christian Filipina and find out about the man that's inquiring about you, or the person that you want to start chatting with, or whatever. You can find out about their background, because I did. I had to give them quite a bit of information about myself. So it is a good site. Now I cannot tell you about any other dating sites or anything. Like I said, I was married most of my existence, and I started out at 17 years old, and so dating sites were not a big thing for me. And this, like I said, was probably the first one that I'd ever gotten on, and I found love on there. And I know I've seen a lot of other people that have also. Um, like I said, the men that are on there have to pay, and it is not cheap. Um, I'm pretty sure I paid somewhere around $500 for a 6 month subscription. Don't hold me to that. I'm not exactly positive, but it was somewhere around that. And that's not chump change. That's a little bit of money. And whenever you pay money like that, that amount of money, and now we're talking USD, by the way, um, you're serious. You're on there to find someone that uh, you know will want the same things that you do, that are looking for the very same things that you are, the lifestyle that you live or you want, and things that you want to do, places you want to see. You're going to find someone on that site that wants the very same things. And I had there were quite a few. I'm not going to lie. I I don't know. I may have had probably 50 or 60 ladies inquire about me. Um, I never even got through all of them. I mean, I was not on there to, you know, I'm not a gold digger. I wasn't looking for someone with money. Um, I didn't know much about the Philippines. Um, so I wanted someone that knows a lot about the Philippines, or quite a bit. Someone that was younger, obviously. Um, Someone that wanted, uh, that, that was going to work hard for a career, and so when I found that person, which it didn't, I got to tell you, it didn't take me long. Probably a couple of 2, 3 weeks at the most, maybe a month. Then I was settled. I didn't want to. Once I started talking to Ressa, I mean, after the the time that I blocked her and all of that, we got back and we started talking, and I found out the real Ressa Socorro. Then that was it for the dating site. Since I have contacted them, because they also have Filipina Visa, which is a good way to find out about getting a visa for Ressa to go back to the United States, a B1, B2, and then a visa for me to more or less stay here. Right now you're welcome. I mean, if you have any more questions about uh, Christian Filipina, please ask them, because I can, I was on there, and like I said, I believe in that dating site. I really do. They were very good, very thorough, and told me all about it. So anyway, that's a little bit about how things started out and how I've ended up here in the Philippines. And like I said, I really enjoy it here. Um, Again, I'll say it again. The people here are. I'll give you a quick example of how the people are here in the Philippines, and what I love about you guys. My second trip here. The first trip, when I came over in March, I didn't rent a car. I rented a scooter. So, and it went all right, but the second trip I decided I'm going to rent a car. So I get here, we rent a car, and of course, the car was, yes, much easier to maneuver. And so I rent a car, and we had decided to go to a little town not far from here. It's called Darwin. Um, yes, it is my very first live, Brian. You can probably tell, but I mean, I'm learning, so bear with me. But anyway, I rented a car and we went to this little town not far from here. It's Darwin. Actually, it's a very nice little town, a dive town. It's right on the ocean. They have different dive spots. You know, diving is a big thing here. Snorkeling, diving in Darwin, it's very good. But anyway, we went to that town and went to their market. And we went upstairs in their market. It's like 2 story, and we're looking out and watching the tricycles and everything loading up. We're having a good time. And so it's time to go, and I did not notice it. But when I pulled the car up to park, I pulled it a little bit too far over the car stop,
Babe,
the cement
tell
car
Brian,
stop.
tell Brian to tell his classmate to subscribe.
And whenever we got in the car, we got ready to go. Um, when I backed out, it pulled the plastic protection cover. Cover it protects the belts and all of the stuff on the bottom side of the engine. It's a black cover that just sticks up in there. Well, it had pulled that loose and it's dragging on the pavement. And I thought, oh my gosh, I just pulled the bumper off the dang car. So I backed up and I was driving around thinking maybe if I went forward, it would put that back in place. Wouldn't be a problem. No, it didn't do that. So I pulled behind the market there and I pulled over and I got out of the car. I raised the hood so I could look down inside the engine to see what. And by the time I did that, there was a guy came over from, I don't know where he came from, but he came over and he was on his back underneath that car working on that black plastic protector. It was all jammed up inside there because I had driven it thinking I'm going to do something miraculous. And it was all jammed up, and he was down there pulling and tugging and doing this and doing that. And he popped out from underneath the car and he said, I'll be right back. I got to go over here. I'll be right back. And he got on his scooter and away he went. And this guy came back in, might be 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes later, with screwdrivers, pliers, and everything, gets up underneath the car, pulls, ends up getting that black piece unjammed from wherever I had jammed it up in, yanked it, pulled it, did whatever, took the screws out, however, came out of the underneath the car with that black thing, straightened it all out nice and neat, and there were plastic plugs that held that thing up in there, um, that apparently, I don't know, backing up, driving around like I did, we lost them, but he didn't have any more to put in there. And I just told him, take that thing and put it in the trunk of the car because I don't have anything to put it back on with. I'll let the guy at the rental place deal with it. And it was just a protector, is all it really was for, like I said, water getting on the belts and that kind of thing. Which, when I was here, didn't even rain one time, I don't think. But anyway, this guy came out of absolutely nowhere, laid on his back, and monkeyed with that car. I never asked him to. He just did it. And I told Russ I cannot believe this because I was shocked. You know, you don't. It's not very easy in the United States to find someone that will do that for you. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe if you're at a major intersection and your car's stalled or something like that, uh, people will get out and push your car only because they you're holding up the light. But here, this guy was phenomenal. I couldn't believe it. I did give him something. I can't remember what it was, but I made it worth his while to get underneath that silly car and do that for me. And then when the man, you know, I had to drop the car at the airport to return it, I did tell the man that, you know, the thing is in the trunk, and you know, we went over the bump and it pulled it off, so on and so forth. And he said, no problem, no problem. We'll take care of it. Thank you so much. Didn't charge me 2 cents for any labor to put that piece back on the car or the parts to put on, nothing. Just, it's unbelievable. And that's what I'm saying about you people here in the Philippines. Your kindness is overwhelming. It really is. And that's not the first time. I mean, I've run into that a few times now where one day in my tuk tuk we were at the city mall and there's a dip going into the city mall, and I was going slow in the tuk tuk and I got jammed up in. Oh, I didn't know what to do. Traffic was coming from every direction, and I couldn't get the silly thing in neutral to start it again. And before I knew it, there's four people just whoof, right here, and they're pushing me, wrestling the tuk tuk up out of the gully, and it was just. I mean, I couldn't even see those guys to give me anything. They pushed me, and they were gone in a flash. I don't even know where they came from. But that's how it is here. That is what the people do here. And like I said, I don't like to dog the United States. That's where I'm from. That's my country. But people are not that way at home. They just aren't. And it's such a good feeling to know coming from the United States uh, to a place like the Philippines that this is the kind of country you came to where the people are the way that they are. And I'm so glad uh, to have came here. And I'm every day it's something different here. I meet people every day, every single day. We go somewhere, Russ and I go somewhere, and we're meeting people all the time. Uh, Filipinos, Filipinas. We we meet people here every day. And while I'm on here, I do wanna uh, I do wanna put a couple of shout outs to some people. One is Mad Matthew, uh, Mad Matt's rant. This guy, he's a character, and I gotta hand it to you, Matt. The rant thing, that's a very good channel name because uh, not many people get on here, like you say, and just say what's on your mind. And I think that's awesome. I really do. I've seen so many vloggers. I started watching vloggers back in 23, I think, 24. And you know, Geo, Old Dog, Mike, um, Filipina P, Actually, she was the first one I ever saw. Um, I loved her. In fact, today I looked, Filipina P has somewhere around 449,000 subscribers. That's, I mean, that's great. But anyway, I've been watching vloggers for a long, long, long time. And they're all good. Um, but Matt, I got to tell you, you're probably the first one with the rant. And so I have been watching your channel. Uh, I get I get started watching it, and you know, your rants, you go off. That's good. Just please stay in touch with me. I'll try and stay in touch with you. I know that you're in the process of moving. I guess I don't know where you're moving to. I think we went back and forth yesterday. I was telling you I was in Valencia, and you said you knew where that is. I just I don't know a lot about the Philippines, so I'm not exactly sure where you are. Um, let me see here. I do got to get to a couple of these questions here. Brian says, "What is the difference in the United States and the Philippines?" Oh boy. Well, there's an awful lot that's different about the United States than the Philippines. Uh, one thing I've been talking about for a few minutes now are the people, um, the personalities, um, the difference in the people in the United States and the people here. Don't get me wrong, the people in the United States, I'm from there, we're good people. They're that's the way it is. But one of the things that I find here is um, we do have kind and generous people in the United States, but I got to admit, the Philippines seems to be full of them. A lot of you people, you it makes you happy to do things for other people, and that's a good thing. Another thing, the differences United States versus Philippines is the cost of living. It is very, very, very expensive to live in the United States. Your rent, for instance, is extremely high. Um, food costs are quite high there as well. Transportation costs are awfully high. Um, I'll give you an example. When I got here, I have to have transportation, so I had choices. I had a car, I had a tricycle, or I had a tuk tuk, a scooter, a motorcycle. I had all these different options as to how I want to get around here in the Philippines. The the best option that I have here is um, a tuk tuk. It's the three-wheel tricycle type thing that has a little cover over it. If you look at my videos or go back through my videos, you'll see I made a video on Daisy, is what we call her. That tuk tuk, it goes pretty fast, by the way, too. That baby does about 65 kilometers if I really want to go, which is fast enough here in the Philippines, I got to tell you. The ride is not the smoothest, I will admit. It's a little rough. Um, but we did buy cushions, so that helps a little bit to keep from um, getting hemorrhoids or backaches. But anyway, she's a little rough to ride, but at any rate, I'm going to give you a comparison.
Janela, say hi.
Janella, hello. Guys, I got to tell you, Janella's very important to me because if you know, my hair, you see my hair, Janella does it, and she does an absolute awesome job. Um, she's at Bliss, is the place that she works at, and she's awesome. She really is. I love her. Does such a good job, and she makes a old man look young again. So
Hi,
thank
sir.
you
Hi, sir
so
David.
much.
Hi, sir daw.
I see her.
Hi, sir.
Oh, hello, hello, hello.
That's Janela, babe said. Hi, sir.
Janella. So anyway, my my tuk tuk, like I said, transportation here. I had car, tuk tuk, scooter, motorcycle, you name it. I had the option. That tuk tuk cost me 195,000 peso, which come out to about $3,200, brand spanking new, off the showroom floor. And I could have gotten one for about, I think, 10 or 15,000 less than that. But one, I wanted a white one. If you see Daisy, she's white, and all of my Randy's Philippine Journey logos and everything, here you go, are all over Daisy, so that when I'm driving downtown, people see us. So I wanted a white one, and two, I wanted the clear plastic covers on the sides so that when it rains, we, Ressa and I won't get wet. And so the TVS, uh, they included all of that stuff in the price, the 195. I got 3 years registration, 3 years insurance. Um, I forget how long on the maintenance. Um, all the typical stuff that they do here in the Philippines. But my reason for the tuk tuk was when it rains, I am not stuck somewhere. I can get in that little turd and away we go. And I have a windshield wiper. I have Bluetooth. I have plug-ins from a telephone. It's got what we need. Uh, but like I said, if we go to City Mall or we go to uh, one of these stores we always go to, or we're traveling somewhere and it starts raining, we don't have to worry about getting soaked. And I see so many people on scooters and motorcycles, you know,
Brian
just
Dave said,
Paul.
please support your channel, so
Oh, thank you so much, Brian, for your support. Anybody that you know, all your classmates, whoever might be, if you could just tell them, subscribe, I would love it.
Janela, babe.
Same way with you, Janella. Thank you so, so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Oh, you have a very good craft. You're very good at what you do. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I have a daughter back in the United States, Indiana, that is a very, very good beautician. She is also a nail tech. My daughter, she's awesome. She does. Nicole is her name. Um, by the way, I want to say hey to Nicole. Uh, but she's awesome. She knows her stuff. And I have to tell you, Nicole has only cut my hair maybe twice. Twice. And you've already cut my hair 3 times since I've been here in the Philippines. And also, I have a granddaughter, Alexis. Hey, Alexis, um, that is also a beautician. She owns her own shop up in the state of Michigan in the United States. So I have beauticians, stylists in the family, but you are the lucky one. You get to cut my hair here in the Philippines, and I thank you so much. I hope we become good friends, you, Chris, and I, and uh, we absolutely we like you, and like I said, you do such a good, thorough job at cutting hair. I hope that this live chat might somehow bring you some more customers because you definitely do a fabulous job, and you're cute too. Um, thank you. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, I love my tuk tuk. I really do. It took me about a week to learn how to shift because they're different. Um, we don't have that shifting mechanism back in the states. Um, I got to also tell you, I was never a motorcycle fanatic. I do have brothers um, that are, namely one brother that is, that's my brother Chris, which I want to give a shout out to him too. Um, Chris is a Harley Davidson nut. He, at one time, up till recently, owned 17 Harley Davidsons. He had Harley Davidsons for all of his kids. Uh, he has um, two daughters and two sons. He had Harleys for all four of them, and he started collecting Harleys for his granddaughters and grandson. Um, because when they got of age, he wanted he wanted them to be able to have a Harley so they could all ride together. His wife, him, and my brother made the mistake way back. I think it was in the '80s, maybe. Of He bought a Harley Davidson in the town that I'd lived in at the time, East Chicago, Indiana. He bought a Harley for his wife, and they came to my house because they bought it in the city where I lived. And he told me, "Oh, brother, here, hop on this sucker, take it for a ride. Oh, you'll love it." Uh, First time oh my goodness, I took off on that thing. I'm telling you, I came very, very close to a telephone pole when I first took off. Finally, somehow figured out how to balance it and shift it. I don't even know how I did it, but I took that baby for a spin. I was gone about, and I knew. I got to tell you, when I did that, I knew I had to stay away for a minute because I know Chris saw me almost hit the telephone pole. And so I said to myself, once I got used to it and was able to drive it, I got to stay away. I got to go here. I got to do this. I got to stay away a minute because he'll panic. And I did. I stayed away for about a half hour, which the route that he told me to go would have only been about 10 minutes at the most. But I stayed for about a half hour. And I'm telling you, when I came back, I pulled up and stopped that thing. He could not believe it. He said, "Oh my God, I thought you wrecked that thing. Man, oh man, I can't believe. Did you see you almost hit that pole?" And that was the last time uh, that I ever rode a motorcycle, a Harley especially. Um, in the recent years, 3 or 4 years, I've had a little Coleman scooter, which I did have. I rode that quite a bit, um, and I loved it. But um, I'm not fond of all that. Like I said, here in the Philippines, you don't know when it's going to rain, and if you're out somewhere shopping or doing something and it rains, bam, you're you're soaking wet, and I'm not one that likes the rain. So that was my biggest decision as to buying the tuk tuk. I was a little shaky about the fact that a tuk tuk might be like a car in traffic, because if you do have a car or a truck and you're in traffic, you pretty much have to wait. There's no weaving in and out like you can do on a scooter. That's one thing about a scooter. Um, but I'm telling you, after buying Daisy the tuk tuk and driving her on the roads here, there is a lot of times that I can sneak around a tricycle or even a car that might be partially off the road, uh, on the right side of the road or whatever. I can sneak around them in the tuk tuk. Um, Very seldom am I held up in traffic. Now there are some pretty good size, whew, pretty good size um, sugarcane trucks that they haul the sugarcane from the fields, and man, them babies are jam packed with sugarcane. They're huge. Uh, those will hold me back because I get a little nervous trying to pass a sugarcane truck, and some other ones. There's some bigger dump trucks, cement mixers, that kind of thing. But really and truly, a tuk tuk worked out great for me. Um, like I said, all my little Randy's Philippines journey stuff can go on there and works out great. Ressa, she has a great time in the back seat. Um, yes, there are a lot of amazing, great places here in the Philippines. We've been to some of them. Um, Casaroro Falls, we've been to that. We've been to Forest Camp. We've been over to Sikihor, um, to the famous Batiste tree with the pond and the fish in the pond. But I we've been to all of those places, Russ and I. That was during my first two trips over here. But now that I'm I moved here and I'm living here, we are going to start now going to all of those places again, and we're going to vlog them because I love it. You guys have such beauty here. I'm not kidding you. I am. And if you ever see Ressa or talk to her, ask her. I'm in total awe when we get in the tuk tuk and go up into these mountains and go down in these valleys. It's breathtaking to me. Um, don't get me wrong. We have some very beautiful. We got very beautiful places in the United States. Tennessee, the mountains, and Arizona, Grand Canyon. Just there's some breathtaking places in the United States. But I'm telling you, just as equal here in the Philippines, you have them also. I I look down into these valleys, these gorges, and I mean it's just amazing the water, the streams, the rivers running down through those. And every time I see a waterfall, it just blows my mind because I stop and think to myself, that's doing that 24/7, 365. Where does the water all come from to do that? It's just God is amazing. That's all I got to say. And he did a number on the Philippines when he did the Philippines because it's beautiful. Your trees, the coconut trees, the palm trees, just the mountains, the mountain tops, and again the valleys, the gorges. It's just so beautiful. I love the fact that I can be going down the road out here and there's a big cow just sitting on the side of the road. I mean, he's a big cow. And sometimes they're what is it, caribou? Caribou, I think they're called. There's a couple of those. Or, sheep. There's sheep just tied up next to the road, just bah. It's chickens, roosters, everywhere. I mean, it's beautiful. And I hear a lot of complaining uh, sometimes on YouTube, um, and I don't understand it. I don't. I I just don't understand it. You guys do. You have a very large amount of hidden gems, and we found a couple of them. Russ and I have been out. We've been in Daisy, driving around, and poof, there we are. For instance, a road to we go to Red Rock, the hot springs. The road going to there, you go down the road and you come on this, you get to this bridge, and if you didn't know it, uh, you wouldn't see it, but just to the left, as soon as you go over that bridge, there's the monkeys um, on the left hand side. We stopped there, and you can go across the street and buy bananas, or they give you something else. I forget whatever it is. You can buy um, to feed the monkeys, and there's a lot of monkeys, man. They're coming down from that mountain just over. I mean, there's a huge stream, river running through there with the rocks. It's so beautiful, and they have this line stretched across there so that the monkeys can run across, and they go up into that hillside and get into the trees, and unreal. I You don't see that stuff, at least in Green Cove Springs, Florida, where I'm from. We visited quite a few. Like I said, we've been to Red Rock. We've been to say Cuckoo's Nest. We've been to the island. What's the island we went to?
Skewer.
Huh?
Apo Aiko and Turtle Island.
Turtle Island. Um, well, man, I I don't know. It's been 10, 15 places that we've been to. But I haven't been able to vlog them, and that's what I want to do because um, I do. I want my grandkids and my kids up north, in the United States, um, to turn on my channel and be able to see all these places that we're seeing. It's going to be a while to do all that. I mean, we're getting situated now. I did just move here. I moved here in December, December 3rd, actually. And then we had the holidays um, that we went through. Russ and we put together a little giveaway. We gave away rice and some stuff uh, over the holidays. So we were doing that right away. And then, of course, New Year's came, and we've been trying to get situated here in the apartment and get the things that we have to have. And uh, again, I had to purchase transportation, so that took me a little while to decide all that and get that straightened out, which we have now. So it's the end of February. We're past um, I had a couple birthdays in February too. I had um, my daughter and my grandson's birthday. Uh, they were in February. So we're past all of that, and we're ready now to start going to some places. So, um, where did we stay in Dumaguete? I stayed the very first hotel I stayed at in March when I came to Dumaguete for the first time was at um, Golden Gate Hotel. It was not bad. You know, it was very inexpensive to stay there. I stayed there 14 days, and then we left Golden Gate, and I went to Hotel Palawa. That was a pretty nice hotel too. You know, they had a nice lobby and had a restaurant in it. Um, that was really nice. I got to tell you, it was because they served you breakfast. That was included, and the breakfast was pretty good. I mean, all you did was tell them, you know, the night before what you wanted for your breakfast, and here they came. It was like clockwork, and brought your hot breakfast, brought your coffee, brought your water, everything. It was pretty nice at Hotel Palawa. And that trip, that's a trip where I rented a scooter. Um, uh, I rented a scooter at that time, and you know, another story. I mean, I could sit here all night, you guys, and tell you stories after story, but um, I rented the scooter, and of course, you all know, you live here. There are no stop signs or stop lights, and we're used to those in the United States. So I'm not so sure that a scooter was the probably the best thing to rent at the time when you're trying to learn how to get around in the Philippines with no stop signs or stop lights. But I did it. I was very shaky the first, I think, few times that Russ and I wanted to go out somewhere and do something. But I got used to it. I did it. Um, but yeah, we stayed at the Hotel Palawa, and then we stayed at the Golden Gate. Uh, Ressa, I did rent her a room a few times. Well, no, we stayed at what's the other one we stayed at?
Lighthouse.
At the Lighthouse. That's a very nice hotel too.
Yeah,
And the reason I wanted to stay at that one was they have a swimming pool. Wasn't a very big swimming pool, but it was a swimming pool, and it was very nice because at that time it was hot, and the hotel again was very nice. They had a very nice restaurant, very good food there. They had a place for you to sit and eat. So those three are the three that I stayed at. And then whenever I came back in August, um, when I came back in August, prior to coming here, I um, reserved an Airbnb to stay in this time because I thought, you know, an Airbnb, we could do some cooking. Um, I could start trying to learn how to cook some Filipino dishes, and you know, because I love the food here. I really do. Um, the pork and obviously the chicken. Um, all the vegetables and everything that are in the dishes is just, it's all delicious food. Um, I will confess we've been to Jollibee a couple of times. I don't really mind Jollibee. Um, it's chicken and, you know, rice. It's Chicken is one of the big dishes here. I understand that, and you can go to several different outlets to get chicken. Um, you have Krispy Kreme. Um, you have some of these other places that have chicken. The one place that we do go, we had suggested to us was Lolo's.
Sai Sai.
Sai Sai.
Yeah,
Lolo Sai Sai in Darwin. Whew. They have some very good rotisserie chicken there. Uh, Matter of fact, one of the vloggers, a friend of ours, well, I consider him a friend, him and his lady friend April, Gojo Wonder. Um, he was there one time, did a vlog there, and that's how I knew when we went through Darwin to stop there and try it out, and it's very good. So chicken wise, that's good, but yes, you guys have some very good food here, and I love eating it. The dishes are great. Hello, hello.
Bubbles.
What?
This one fall down.
Okay, boys and girls, I have to show you Bubbles because she just woke up. She's she was plumb tuckered out from playing all day. But here's the Bubbles. She's such a sweet cat. We have so much fun with her. And if you guys watch the channel, you see the shorts. Ressa, Ressa loves making shorts with Bubbles because she's just a lot of fun. And I guess when you hold her, she's, oh, look. Hello, Bubbles. Yes, she is very tiny. She was so small when we got her. She's growing now, but
Look at Brian. What is your favorite food, sir?
what what's my favorite food? Um, what do we have today? The noodles. What?
Pancit
Pancit
and lumpia.
and Olympia. Olympia. Those are my favorite. And the one that we get at the mall.
Jollibee.
No, the
Siomai.
show mine. Though, oh my gosh, those are so good. We we go though whenever we go to the mall. We can. What are you looking at? You crazy cat. We go to the mall. That's one place. City Mall. We hit that
Look,
place up.
Brian said, she is sleeping.
Well,
Bubbles,
she
look
was.
at the camera.
Now she.
She don't like to see the camera.
Yes, I do eat Filipino food. I love Philippine food. I gotta tell you, sometimes the pork. Um, I'm not used to the fat that's in a lot of the pork, but I'm not complaining. I can take the fat out of it, and still get to the pork itself. But yes, I love the Filipino food. Ressa made what was that you made last night with the pork and the vegetable?
Pork sinigang.
Yes, she made pork synagogue last night, and I love it. I, I'm telling you, I love the vegetables, and one of the adobo. Yes, I love adobo. Um, one of the synagogue. Yes, it's delicious. I absolutely love it.
Bubbles.
Um, one of the reasons, and you know, I had to make a lot of. You crazy, crazy cat. Wake up. Look, these people want to see you. Yeah. Love rice. Yes, I eat. Well, now I eat a lot of rice. Um, but I do have to watch the rice intake. For one, I'm a diabetic, and two, I have had heart issues in the past, so I have to watch my rice intake. Stop! Don't bite! Nope, nope. Be
What is
nice.
your name? What's the name of the cat, Babette, again?
Bubbles.
Look at the camera, Bubbles.
Look at the cat. Look at the. She's biting. No, she likes to bite. Yeah, you like to bite. Yeah, you like to bite. Yes, you like to bite. She's great. We love her.
Okay.
But yes, I do like the food here. We like to cook. Um, like I was saying, I have had heart problems in the past, and I do have sugar diabetes type 2. Um, so I have to watch my intake. I do have medicines that control everything. So, I'm good in that area. But prior to coming here, I had doctor's appointments. I wanted to see my heart doctor for one and my general practitioner for two prior to coming here. I had to get medical records. I wanted to bring all of that stuff with me, and I wanted good exams before I came here so that I could bring the paperwork to the Philippine doctors and they'd know right where I'm at with what I have. And seeing my heart doctor, I was talking to him and explained to him that, you know, one of the reasons for coming to the Philippines was the fact that the food here. Now, aside from all the pork, all right, because there is an awful lot of pork being eaten here in the Philippines, but the chicken and the fish and different dishes like that, and the vegetables, aside from the pork, the rest of the food is just, it's all good for you. And we don't have a lot of that in the United States. Our food there is processed and, it's been through the ringer before it's ever packaged, and then it sits in freezers and so on and so forth, and you buy it and you cook it and you eat it, and that's the way it is. That's not always the situation here in the Philippines. When you go to the market, that fish, a lot of times the fish that you're staring at was just caught that day and it's brought out for sale. And the chicken, a lot of times, is fresh, and the beef and the pork, um, you know, but mainly the vegetables. They're, they're, the vegetables are grown uh, here and they're fresh. I don't, sometimes they're sitting in the market a day or two or whatever the case might be. You have that wherever you are. But the food is fresh and the fruit, whew, the fruit's delicious. I I came here and ate a pear and I can't stop eating pears. I probably eat two of those a day. I love the pears. Um, the mangoes. I become a mango nut. I love mango. I never ate mango in the United States. I never ate a pear uh, that tastes the way that your pears taste here. There's just so much. Bananas. Oh my God! I didn't even know there was 1,000 kinds of bananas. Uh, in the States, you go to the grocery store, there's bananas, 48 cents a pound, and you buy them, and they all taste the same. I don't know how many types of bananas you have here, but there's short ones, long ones, fat ones, skinny ones, I mean, yellow ones, green ones, you name it. We saw red bananas. Um, you fry them, you wrap them, you do all kinds of things with bananas. Um, and that's potassium. That's good for you. Watermelon, yes, I've eaten watermelon, um, but I think the last one I got, it wasn't so good. I don't know what it was. What what is the vegetable on the tree?
Rambutan.
No,
Lanzones.
we were telling um, Edward about today. The green right here, this tree we have.
Moringa.
Moringa.
That's vegetables, babe, not fruits. Vegetables.
Yes, moringa is a vegetable here. It's on a tree that's in the yard here at the apartment complex. Ressa, she goes and picks that moringa off the tree, and here she comes in the house. It looks like a bouquet of flowers, for crying out loud.
Brian said red papaya.
And
you not eat papaya.
No, I didn't. I ate papaya, but I haven't.
Yeah, you don't like the taste because you said it tastes weird.
um, yeah, it has a different taste that I'm not used to. But she walks in with this bouquet of moringa, and I was, Russ, what are you doing? What is that? She said, "Oh, this is very good for you. It's it's moringa and this and that." And she starts peeling it off the stem and puts it into a saucepan and boils it. And then she says, "I'll put some tomatoes in it for you." She gets out some tomatoes, cuts it up, and puts tomatoes in it. And she's boiling this leaf plant off a tree in this yard, boils it, and then puts it in a bowl for me. Um, and she says, "Here, babe, don't eat the plant, but drink the juice." She gave me a spoon in it, and here's, it had tomatoes. I can eat the tomato. Oh my gosh, it was good. I couldn't believe how good the juice tasted from that moringa and then the tomatoes. Last night we're on YouTube or something. I forget where we saw it, but they're talking about, it was on TV. They're talking about this moringa and how the benefits of that. It has like I don't know, 17 or 170%. I can't remember. I was just amazed. 170% more vitamin C than uh, an orange. It has potassium. It has zinc. This plant has so many things in it that are good for you, um, especially a heart patient. And hello, I just happen to be a heart patient. I have diabetes. This plant is good for all of that stuff, and it's amazing. It's just right outside our door, and Russa can go out there and pick as much as they were going to cut that down. And Russa told the landlord, "Don't do that. we, we want to get some of that off there," and so they didn't. And since then, I have seen people come by here, the workers that work around the grounds and stuff. I've seen them pick those off of that tree and take it home also. So it's just things like that. Whenever I was asked the difference between, you know, United States and the Philippines, it's things like that there's so much difference. And my doctor told me that yes, your decision to go to the Philippines is a very good one because he said at the rate you're going and with the medications you're taking, so on and so forth, more than likely you will reduce the amount of medications that you're taking because you're going to move to the Philippines. And I mean that made me feel very good because I believe it. I believe it with the foods and
Babe,
you know.
tell them thank you for the 506 subscribers.
Oh yes, I want to so that I don't forget. I do. I want to thank everyone. We have 506 subscribers. We need 900 or
Four.
494 more. So again, please just anybody that you know, just tell them, Randy's Philippines journey. He's the greatest guy you ever seen on television. Just tell them whatever you have to get them to subscribe. No, I'm teasing, but it would definitely help us. So anyway, yes, being in the Philippines it's going to help my health situation. I like I said, we can go out to so many different places. We can go up these big hills and trails and things like that. Walking is good for guys enough for supporting me.
Getting 8 now, but that's the one. Eight, so we don't have signal, so it's out. Just tell them na lang to end the live. We make another.
All right, we're gonna sign off here. I thank you so much. If we can, we're gonna try and do content to talk about. Like I said, has been so good to me. It's so much fun. I want to give another shout, Mad Matt, and his rant. Shout out to Brett's Trip,
Katrina,
and his lady friend. We weren't able to meet Brett yet. One of these days, I'm hoping that we'll get to meet. And um, I and get together and do a live chat that way. That'd be a lot of fun. You guys, you've been. You seem to. So anyway, my shout out to you two. This has been a blast, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.